Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. It's slow flow. We'll begin this morning in a seated cross-legged position. Go ahead and sit up. You can sit up on the edge of a folded blanket. You can sit on the edge of a block. Whatever feels supportive. It's a rainy day here. So kind of noticing the energy can really be affected by the weather, whether you're feeling fatigued or lethargic or sometimes pensive. The weather can really affect that. Gray sky can really affect. And just to notice like what energy you bring to your practice day to day, right? Not that it's a judgment of this is good or this is bad, but just to notice as a way of kind of understanding ourselves and what we do and allowing it to be what it is. So if we waited for everything to be perfect before we practice yoga, we would find an excuse not to practice pretty much every day. We wait for the body to feel just right, or the mind to be at ease, or the timing. So we just kind of have to come to the mat, and that's part of the practice is consistency. It says in the Yoga Sutras that we should practice regularly for a long time. So that it's not that we need to practice, we don't need to be anywhere at the start of our practice. It's all a part of the process. Yeah. Anyways, the rain is affecting my mind. It's feeling more meditative than performative. So apologies, but let's go ahead and ground ourselves in our seat, root into the sitting bones, ribs right over the pelvis, shoulders right over the hips. Let your hands rest gently on your thighs. And let's just begin with the shoulders. So some gentle movement, rolling the shoulders forward and up, and then back and down, forward and up, back and down, forward and up, back and down, and then go the opposite way. Roll the shoulders back and up, forward and down, back and up, forward and down, back and up, forward and down. Shrug the shoulders high and release the shoulders down. Relax the jaw and the face and drop the chin gently to the notch of the throat, and let the shoulder blades release down the back of the body. Feel the stretch through the back of your neck. And if it feels appropriate, just kind of breathe the right ear over towards that right shoulder and let the weight of the head fall heavy to the right side, relaxing the jaw. You can let your left hand come to the floor if you'd like a little bit more length on that left side of your neck. And you can stay right where you are or tuck your chin in towards the notch of the throat and start to gaze down past the right shoulder towards the floor beside you. And breathe, keep your breath moving. And then gazing right back out in front of you, hand to thigh. Draw the chin to the notch of the throat. And inhale, left ear towards left shoulder, and then breathe there with the weight of the head falling heavy over your left shoulder, relaxing both collarbones. Notice if the weight of your head is pulling your body over to the left, and see if you can just bring the appropriate amount of effort into your belly to keep your right sitting bone and right outer thigh rooted and grounded. And tucking the chin, peek down past that left shoulder towards the floor beside you, and breathe here. And drift your gaze back to center. Tuck your chin, bring the head back to center, chin to chest, ripple through the back of the neck, and gently roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and release down. Switch the cross of your ankles, bring the opposite foot in, and place your left hand down beside that left hip. Bring your right arm out to a T on an inhale. Pinky leads the way. On the exhale, turn your thumb down, bring your arm in towards your body and slide the back of the hand behind you without touching the back. It's tricky. Inhale to bring the arm out wide to a T. Exhale, bring the back of the hand behind you without touching your back. Inhale, bring it out wide. Exhale, hover the back of the hand away from the back. Now bring that appropriate effort into the abdomen. Feel rooted through your body, lengthening the back. And then finally, let the back of the hand rest on your low back. And bring, if you want, you can take your left hand, kind of find your right hand, hold hands, and draw it over towards the hip, maybe a little bit more. You're not forcing, but you want to get that right shoulder as far away from the ear as you can. And then once again, we're going to bring the left ear towards the left shoulder and breathe and feel the movement and expansion of the breath up in the upper right chest, upper right back. And you can stay right there. You can experiment looking down past the left shoulder and back at me. And if any of this is not feeling appropriate for you, don't do it. But getting really curious about sensation and how these subtle shifts in your movement can move the sensation, maybe releasing some areas of tension. Bring your left hand to the left side of your head to encourage your head right up on top, and then release your right arm and roll that right shoulder to let that go. Okay, over on opposite side, place your right hand beside you for balance. Left arm comes up to a T with the pinky leading the way, and then thumb turned down, bring the hand behind you. Reach it behind without touching if you can. Inhale, open out wide. Exhale, bring it behind, back of the hand hovering away. Inhale wide. Exhale, hover for a few breaths. So now you have to root again into your seat and keep your belly strong. Try to lengthen even the back of the neck, and then place the hand on the low back. Bring your right hand, hold hands with yourself, draw it over, even if it's just a little bit, just to get more length on the left side of your neck. You could stay right where you are or drift your right ear towards that right shoulder. Notice if you start to clench up in your jaw. Also notice if you start to clench up in the glutes. And try and keep both glutes and back of throat really open and relaxed as you breathe and feel the sensation there. If you're interested to kind of move the sensation a little bit, you'll tuck your chin, start to gaze down past the right shoulder, and maybe even go back and forth if that feels appropriate. Just going really slow, very, very gentle with the neck. Right. When you're ready, bring your right hand to the right side of your head, float your head right up on top, release that left arm, roll the shoulder to let all of that go. Yeah. Just kind of notice the feeling in the upper body. Feel the arms heavy. Okay, breathing here. And start to notice your breath. Getting a little bit more curious about the rhythm and the quality of the breath. Slowing it down if you can and trying to match the duration of your inhale and your exhale. Release your arms as you're ready. Bring both arms out to a T, bend at the elbows. Place your hands at the back of your head and really press the head into the hands as you lift up through the crown of your head. Feel the elbows open wide and continue to breathe. The breath expanding the side ribs and the back ribs, lifting the entire rib cage away from the pelvis. Each exhale, emptying completely all the way out. Okay, inhaling here, and as you exhale, a little rotation over towards your right side. Each inhale, a little bit more lift and length through your spine. Each exhale, a little bit more rotation here. Inhale, and finally exhale to release and let the right hand come behind the right hip. The left hand can either come in front of you or to the outside of that right thigh with the palm spinning away. And grounding down into both sitting bones, lengthening tall through your spine, and wrapping the left side ribs over towards the right side. Relax both shoulders down. Breathing here. And maintaining this twist, just turn your gaze over the left shoulder. Look down at your left knee. Try to relax your right shoulder down behind you so that there's even more space on that right side of your neck. And you could stay right here, or it might be interesting to bring your right arm up beside the ear. Lift straight up to the ceiling as the gaze turns towards the left thigh. Inhale, exhale to unravel all of that and roll the shoulders. Okay. Bring the arms out to a T, bend the elbows, hands to the back of the head. Back of the head presses the hands, elbows wide, lengthen through the back of the neck. Relax the shoulder blades down, belly strong. You're breathing here into the sides, into the back. Inhale and exhale, little twist towards your left, wrapping the right side ribs towards the left. Inhale to sit tall, exhale, find rotation. Little bit more rotation with each exhale, like you're wringing your body out. And then finally release the arms. Left hand comes behind you, right hand can come in front of you or to the outside of that left thigh, palm spinning away. Keeping the spine upright, so you're not leaning back into the back hand. Open the heart towards the left side, relaxing both shoulders. Exhale to turn just your gaze over the right shoulder. Look down towards the right knee. And you can stay there or bring your left arm straight up and reach. Breathe into that whole left side. Release your arm, unravel, roll your shoulders, and let it go. Slide off of the blanket. Bring your hands behind you, unravel your legs with the feet wide, windshield the knees side to side. Take your time. If anything feels interesting and you want to stay a couple of breaths, you can do that. Okay, and then come into a hands and knees position. Or in fact, set up your blocks, set up your blanket how you like it, and then come into a child's pose position. Bring your knees hips width, your feet hips width, so your pelvis is really neutral. Arms beside you. Okay, sitting bones sinking back towards the heels. Feel the breath. Feel the breath in the back of your body. Feel the rhythm. If Ujjayi breath is interesting for you, then begin to cultivate it here if you haven't done that already. Now we'll allow the body to follow the breath rhythm, pressing into the palms. Inhale, drag yourself up towards hands and knees. Tilt the pelvis forward, drop the belly, lift the chest. So already you're coming right into a cow spine with an arch in the back. And as you exhale, engage your belly a little bit to pull the hips back towards the heels. And we're going to do this rocking movement forward and back. See what would happen if you really let the breath guide the movement, that the inhale kind of inflates you forward, shoulders over wrists, and the exhale There's a little compression in the belly, squeezing breath out and drawing the hips back. We'll notice what it feels like in your low back, in your hips, your abdomen. Okay, taking your time. And the next time you inhale here, coming forward, lift the chest, walk your hands just one handprint out in front of you and begin to circle your hips a bit. Shoulders shift forward of wrists, swing the hips to the left and back. Inhale, swing the hips to the right and through center. And continue gentle circles here, exploring with curiosity. One direction, then the other direction. And finally, easing the hips back to the heels, lengthen both sides of your body. Keep the forehead hovering off of the mat with the back of the neck nice and long, and make small tents with your hands, pressing the fingertips down. See if you can wrap your biceps up so that the inner crease of your elbow wraps up towards the ceiling. And at the same time, draw your shoulder blades down the back of the body. So you have a feeling of kind of being plugged in the upper back. And then walk your hands over towards the left, maybe on the edge of the mat, or maybe even off the edge of the mat as you reach and lengthen your sides. You may need to lift the belly away from the thigh a little bit so you can roll your right side ribs forward and down towards the left thigh and breathe here. Left sitting bone anchoring towards that left heel, or I'm sorry, opposite of what I said, the right sitting bone anchoring towards that right heel to get stretch on the outer right hip and right side of the low back. And walk your hands through center over to your right side. Same thing here, reaching and lengthening through your sides. And breathing through the sensation. Really good. Coming back to center. So we're going to bring the knees nice and wide, toes coming to touch. Now let the forearms come to the floor. The elbows come down and the shoulders here stack right over the elbows. So spread your fingers wide. The upper body is coming down into the Sphinx shape. Spread the fingers. So this would be bring back memories for you, Debbie. The Sphinx. Palms spread wide, lift your heart in between your upper arms, neck is long. Okay, relaxing the jaw, feel the breath expanding your ribs, try and get it down towards your belly. Now, take a block or a folded blanket between the hands. Press into your right palm so the elbow lifts up, and flip your left palm to the sky. We're going to do a little thread the needle here, but with the knees wide. So really bring the left arm behind the right, reach it all the way over to your right side and come to rest on the left shoulder and the left ear. That block might be just right under the left side of the head, or you can use a blanket if the block is too high. And press the back of your left hand and forearm down really actively as you breathe. So we're opening up that space in between the shoulder blades. Now your right hand here, I would say bend the elbow, place the elbow over the wrist and gently press into your palm or your fingertips to roll your right shoulder back a little bit, getting more rotation in your spine. And then guide your right sitting bone towards the right heel to create length on your right side. Now you could stay right as you are or walk your right fingertips towards the top of your mat, lengthen the arm beside the ear and breathe into the entire right side of your body. On an exhale, slide that right hand beside the face, press into the palm, sweep the left arm out. If it feels good, you can lift it all the way up to the ceiling, open, and then release it down. Press into your left palm. Flip your right palm to the sky. Thread your right arm behind your left. Come down to the right shoulder. Bring your right
side of your head, your ear towards the block or to the block. Bend your left elbow, elbow stacks over the wrist. Press the back of the hand and forearm into the floor. Connect with your breath and feel the breath expanding into the back ribs and between the shoulder blades. Okay, and you can gently guide that left shoulder back a little bit, get more rotation perhaps, or root the left sitting bone more firmly. And as you're ready, walk your left fingertips towards the top of the mat. You could keep the left hand beside you if it feels more steady. Okay, wherever you are, opening up the left side, opening up the inner thighs. And then an exhale, slide your left hand beside the face, press down and sweep the right arm out. Maybe sweep it up. Exhale to release the right hand down. Narrow the knees. Move your block towards the top of the mat as you drag yourself forward towards hands and knees position. If there's anything you can need to do there to work that out, kind of shift your hips a little side to side, you're welcome to. And then taking blocks under the hands, step your right foot between the hands. Knee over ankle. Root down front foot, root down top of back foot. Left palm either on the block or the floor. I'm going to bring my block to a lower height. So the shoulder still stacks over the wrist here on this left side. We're going to put some weight there on the left hand. Right hand on the right knee or thigh. On the inhale, lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, twist, rolling the left side ribs towards the inner right thigh. You could keep your right hand on the knee if you want so that it stays tracking over the ankle. Or you can gently roll that right shoulder back, maybe float the right arm up, and really lift if the arm is lifted. Okay, reaching towards the ceiling. Each inhale, a little bit more reach. Each exhale, a little bit more rotation. Inhaling here and exhale to lower the right hand down to the block. Slide the right knee back. Round the spine, palms press, tailbone roots towards the knees, lift the navel high, and come back to a neutral long spine when you're ready. Step the left foot forward, knee over ankle, grounding front foot, grounding top of back foot. Left hand comes to that left knee for as you're ready. Okay. Lengthen the spine on an inhale, and find rotation on the exhale, navel towards the inner left thigh. You could keep your hand on your thigh and your knee to keep it tracking over the ankle. And this outer left hip is kind of moving back. It's an interesting feeling. It's almost like you want to lengthen your thigh bone, if you could. Yeah, the outer left hip back, the shin forward. You could keep it there, or you can reach the left arm up. And if you lift it up, really kind of reach actively so that you're not getting crunched up in your wrist or collapsed in your shoulder. Each exhale is another opportunity to squeeze empty and wring out, and release that left hand down when you're ready on the exhale. Slide the left knee back, hands and knees. Round the spine if that feels good. And on the inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, drop the belly, lift the chest. Tuck your toes, bring the sitting bones towards the heels. So a few breaths here to rock back and forth. You're welcome to keep blocks under your hands as we approach downward facing dog. And I know that downward dog it's not appropriate every day. So if you're feeling something in your body tells you not to go upside down today, don't do downward dog. You'll meet us when we come up to stand if you feel ready to do that. But we're just rocking to kind of open the arches of the feet to get a little bit more comfort or familiarity with weight moving into the hands. Okay. You can come into down dog without the blocks. I'm going to prefer to use them today for myself. You're welcome to do that. Press down into the palms, wrap your biceps up, inner elbow creases wrap up. When you're ready, lift your hips high, downward dog. Okay. And you can take a breath or so here, or as many breaths as it takes to pedal the feet a little bit. Lengthening one leg and then the other, and feeling the breath move into the sides and back,
the momentum of the breath guiding that movement. And finally, find a stillness. So the blocks are helpful. Mine are a little slippy this morning, but they make the arms a little longer so they can bring some ease to the shoulders. And you may feel that the heels can even lower a little bit more, settle a little bit more towards the mat. Soften the knees a bit so we can get a good hinge in the hips. Tailbone lifting high. Inhale. And as you exhale, soften the knees. Walk the feet towards the top of the mat. You're going to end up here at the top of your mat with the knees bent, feet hips width, head heavy, arms heavy. Relaxing the face and the jaw, of course, and breathe a few rounds of breath. If there's any variation you'd like to take here with your arms, you can do that. Or just allowing the arms to fall heavy and the head to fall heavy so the back of the neck can lengthen. Okay. As you're ready, ground into your heels. Inhale, ripple up to stand, rolling the shoulders when you arrive forward, up, back, and down. Okay, so far, so good. Everybody's feeling all right. Okay. Stand in mountain pose at the top of your mat. Feet grounded, hips width distance, or feet can come closer to touch. Place them parallel to one another. Rooting down into the balls of the feet, rooting down into the heels. Pelvis is neutral, long spine. Connect with your breath here. As you're ready, spin the palms away. Inhale to sweep the arms out and up. Palms press overhead, gaze lifts up. Exhale, dive forward. Gather the hands down through the center line of the body, releasing the head and the hands. Soften the knees as much as you need to fold. With your next inhale, bring your hands to your knees and come halfway up, lifting the heart and the head. Exhale to fold deeply in half, releasing the hands, releasing the head. Ground into the heels as you inhale. Bring the arms out and up. Palms press overhead. Exhale to gather the hands to the heart. Maybe pause for a moment. This folding forward might not feel appropriate if you're kind of working with headache or migraine, but you can come to this, you can do the same sequence if the movement feels okay, and place the hands on the chair instead of coming all the way down. So I'm going to do mine with a chair this round. You can do it with or without a chair, just so you can see what I mean if you're curious. Inhale, bring the arms out and up. Palms press, gaze lifts. Exhale, diving forward. Take the hands down either to the chair or the floor to fold. Inhale, rising halfway up. Weight forward on the feet. Exhale, fold deeply in half, releasing the arms. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Palms press, gaze lifts. Exhale, gather the hands to the heart. Once more that way. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, dive forward. Hands to the chair or floor. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold deep. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Palms press, gaze lifts. Exhale, gather the hands to the heart and release the arms. Good. With the next inhale, bring the arms out and up. Palms press, gaze lifts. Exhale, dive forward, hands to the floor or the chair. Come halfway up on the inhale. And on your exhale, soften your knees. Bring your hands to your blocks or the chair and step your left foot back, coming into a warrior one. So ground your front foot, dial open the back toes a little bit. You press into that front foot actively and root the outer right hip back. And really get your weight grounded in the feet, the inner thighs engaged, and walk your hands up to that front thigh. So you're coming into warrior one. Right hip dials back, left hip rolls forward a little bit, engaging the abdominal muscles enough to be upright. Okay, receiving the breath here. You can stay hands low or bring the hands to the back of the head here. Gently pressing the head into the hands, the elbows wide, but the shoulder blades move down as the crown of the head lifts up in order to lengthen through the back of the neck and keep your abdominals strong so the front ribs knit in. And see how the breath moves into your sides and back and opens up the space in the front of the left hip. Try and keep that front knee grounded. Find a little bit of rotation over towards your right side. Inhale to lift through the crown of the head. Exhale to twist. Inhale to lift through the crown. Exhale to twist. Lower body stays strong and grounded. And now open your arms and bring that right hand to your sacrum at your low back or to the left thigh. Bring your left arm straight up beside the ear and lift right up towards the ceiling. Notice if the front knee starts to lengthen, can you bend the front knee and reach the front shin forward as you reach up through the left fingertips? It's a lot of balance challenge here. So steady breath. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring your hands down to the blocks. Inhale, exhale, lengthen your front leg long. So we're going to do this a few times. Inhale to bend, roll up onto the ball of your back foot. Inhale, bend the knee, exhale, lengthen the leg. Inhale, bend the knee, exhale, lengthen the leg. Now keep your front leg long and just kind of roll your inner thighs in. You want to get the front big toe mound of the front foot really rooted and grounded, and lengthen that outer right hip back as you extend through the crown of your head. Okay, breathe into the back of the body. Feel the stretch to the back of your right leg. Relax your shoulder blades down the back of your body. So you don't want to feel crunched up there. Keep a lot of length in the back of the neck. Okay, when you're ready, rebend that front knee, but keep the ball of the back foot on the floor. Keep the back heel lifted. So you're coming into this lunge. Now you can lower your back knee or you can keep it lifted, whatever feels more appropriate for you. Place your left hand on the block or on the floor. I'm going to turn my block down. It's a little sturdier for me on the low height. You do what feels right. Shoulder is over the wrist. Front knee over the ankle. Lengthen the back heel back, the crown of your head forward on an inhale. Exhale, twist towards the right inner thigh on the exhale. Okay, knee over ankle, wrapping the left side ribs towards the inner right thigh. Breathing here. You can keep your hand on the knee to track it over the ankle or float your right arm straight up. Energy is really moving in all directions. Back heel back, shin forward. Fingertips lift. Inhale. Exhale, lower that right hand down. Both hands to the block. Step your back foot forward. Inhale, hands to shins. Halfway up. Exhale, soften the knees. Weight in the left foot. Step the right foot back. Back heel spins down. Warrior one. Set up your lower body. Set up your foundation so it's sturdy, strong. Take a look at the feet and that alignment. Make sure it makes sense in your body. And then walk your hands up to the front thigh. Okay. And take as much time as you need to adjust here. Left hip back, right hip wraps forward. Press into the feet. Okay, lift the chest, breathe. You could keep your hands down low or bring your arms out and up, hands to the back of your head. Shoulder blades move in and slide down. Elbows wide. Energize the belly to knit in the front ribs. Okay, lengthen through the back of the neck. Breathe here. You could stay right here. If it's interesting, this next little sequence, then come along for the ride. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, little rotation in your spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, a little more rotation in the spine. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale. And go ahead and take your left hand to the low back or down the back of the right leg. You reach the right fingertips up towards the ceiling, lifting up, and try and keep your lower body neutral. Front shin reaching forward, back heel grounded as you lift up through that lifted arm. You can gaze up, but you can also just gaze down for balance or right out in front of you. Okay, inhale, exhale to cartwheel the hands down to the blocks. Come onto the ball of the back foot. It's an inhale to spread out in your lunge. Exhale to lengthen your front leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. And one more, bend, lengthen, and keeping that front leg long now. Really press big toe mound of front foot, wrap your inner thighs in and reach through the crown of your head. Let the breath work its magic in the back of your body, shoulder blades sliding away from the ears. And when you're ready, rebend that front knee. Bring your right hand down to the floor or to the block on the lower height, shoulder over the wrist. Left hand to the left thigh. Remember, you can always lower your back knee if that feels more appropriate. That's okay. If the knee is lifted, press the heel back. Inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale to twist towards the inner left thigh. Reach the left arm up if it feels good. Can always keep it on the thigh. That's okay too. Okay, but whatever is extended is really extending. That's the thing to remember. And if the arm is lifted, it's not a lazy kind of casual lift, but an active reaching. Good. Inhale, exhale, release the hand down. And step that back foot forward when you're ready, folding in half, coming up halfway on an inhale. Nice deep fold on the exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms out to rise up, press your palms, lift your gaze, reach up. Exhale, gather the hands to the heart and release the arms. Let it go. Does everybody have a chair or a coffee table or bench or something like that that they can use? Yeah, not too far away. Okay. We're gonna all use that. I think it's going to feel really good for everybody. See how it goes. So place your hands on the seat, right foot forward, left foot back, like you're coming into a pyramid pose. So, once again, you don't want to line up your feet and try and be on a tight rope, but, straddle a little bit at the tight rope. Okay. And we'll have the legs long to begin. Okay. Let's come back far enough away from the chair that we can get a good stretch, a lengthening through the sides of the body. So inching the fingertips towards the chair back as you come down. And just kind of notice if you're feeling a strain in the back of your right knee, you want to make sure to bend the knee a little bit. Because we want to try and target this sensation for the meaty parts, the calf and the thigh and the glutes, and not overstretch the back of the knee. All right, in any case, that outer right hip is really lifting up and back. We want to breathe where we feel sensation. Now, you could stay here. This is, a variation of a pyramid pose. It's a good stretch. Or press into your right palm. Keep that right palm on the chair. Take your left hand off the chair, cross it under the body, and place it to the outer right thigh. Okay. Now, slide the left hand down the outer thigh, down the outer knee, down the outer shin, as low as it goes. Maybe it comes to the floor, maybe not. Wherever it lands is fine. Lengthen the outer right hip up and back, and find a little rotation. Peek under your right arm, roll your left side ribs towards the right. Send your breath into your right side ribs. If your glutes are clenching, try and release. This is a variation of revolved triangle pose. And release it when you're ready. Left hand comes to the chair. Soften your right knee, step your left foot beside the right. Let's come up to stand really slow in between. Bend the knees, ripple up to stand. Oof. Okay. Breathe, feel the breath moving into those spaces. When you're ready, we'll approach it on the left side, left foot forward, right foot back. Take the hands down to the seat. Step the right foot back. You might need to inch both feet back once you get your hands on the seat and you see how much room you have to hinge and fold. Left foot is just a little left of the center line. Back foot is a little right of the center line. Okay. Hinging here. And we'll wrap the inner thighs in, guide the left hip back, breathe into your sides. This is a variation of pyramid pose, Parivritta. Of course, you're welcome to stay here. This may be just right today. Or press into the left palm and release your right hand. Take your right hand to the outer left thigh. And then slide it down towards the outer knee, outer shin. Wherever it lands, the right arm is long. Find a little rotation, peek under your left arm as you peel your left hip up and back. Okay, takes a lot of balance, focus. Breathe into where you feel sensation. And really slowly unravel it when you're ready to unravel it. Soften the knee, step the back foot forward, no rush, take your time if you're still coming out. And ground both heels. And ripple up to stand. Rolling the shoulders. Okay. And move your chair or come back to your mat if you've moved away from your mat. Okay, Debbie, you might want to meet us down on the floor. Everyone else can ground into the feet, Tadasana. Inhale to bring the arms out and up. Exhale to dive forward, Uttanasana, all the way down. Inhale to come halfway up. Exhale to soften the knees, ground the palms, step back. One foot, then the other, down dog, or 1 foot, knee lowers, hands and knees, your choice. If you're in that down dog, you're welcome to stay as many breaths as feels good to stretch out the sides. And then go ahead and lower your knees to the floor. And with an inhale, we'll tilt the pelvis forward, lift and open the chest, cow spine. Exhale, guide the tailbone down, lift the navel, round the back, cat spine, and continue moving back and forth with the rhythm of your breath. Arching and rounding. And the next time you inhale, lifting the heart, stay there, walk your hands out, begin to circle your hips, just like you did at the beginning. Again, just moving through these sensations, finding the areas that still feel tender. One direction, then the other direction. Okay. And we'll bring the sitting bones towards the, actually, yeah, let me think. I'm gonna roll right over, come to lie on the back. See what time it is. So you might like to put a folded blanket under the back of the head, prop up just a little bit. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. Feel the weight settle on your sacrum and relax your shoulder blades and your back ribs as much as you can with your hands
on the body. One to low ribs, one to low belly. Relax the weight of the arms. Just take a moment to settle, to reconnect with the breath and rhythm. And then as you exhale, bring your knees into the belly, hands on the knees, very gentle effort. Inhale, drift your knees away from you. Exhale, draw your knees in. And continue to move with the rhythm of your breath. Release your feet to the floor. Take your blocks, one on either side of your outer thighs, bringing the soles of your feet to touch. Let your knees drop open. You can keep your blocks on the medium height or the low or even the high. Coming into a Baddha Konasana shape, bound angle, reclined bound angle. We're going to press the feet together and lift the hips a little bit. Tuck the pelvis under to get length in the low back, and then relax any of that effort. Just want to keep the low back long. Not that it has to be flat against the floor here. We just don't want to crunch it. That's all. Back ribs settle and breathe here. Now with your hands on your body, you're feeling the movement of your breath. You start to direct the breath as much as you can down towards the base of the pelvis. Like visualize the breath if it's helpful as a color filling up the bowl of the pelvis, coloring the sides of the bowl, the front and the back. Okay, and noticing if that visualization and awareness has any effect in deepening your breath. You can keep your hands on your body, or if it feels good, open the arms wide, the whole front of the body open, and let the inhalation, the expansion really create space in the entire container of the torso. And feel the energy of the breath radiating in all directions. Receive your inhalation slowly through the nostrils. Open the mouth to let it all out with a sigh. Take the hands down to the outer thighs. Encourage the knees towards one another. Bring the knees in. Gently draw it in. And we'll come into rotation or a twist. So you move those blocks out of the way so the knees can drift over to the left side. Some people like to put a block between the knees here. You're welcome to do that. The right hip stacks on top of the left. The right arm comes out wide to a T, shoulder blade softening towards the floor. If this doesn't feel right to you, you can always adjust that right arm so there's no strain on the shoulder. Gazing at the ceiling, breathing here. Inhale, the knees to the sky. Exhale, the knees to the right. Letting the lower body settle over to the right side, arms wide. Gaze to the ceiling and breathe there.
Inhale, coming here through center. All right, move the props, move the blocks. Any last stretch, shape? I like to stretch my legs up to the ceiling at the end of practice. Roll the ankles, whatever feels good to you, do that thing. When you're ready, make your way towards your final rest, Shavasana. Okay, getting yourself settled with the legs long, comfortable distance apart. Arms heavy, palms to the sky. Receive your inhalation slowly through your nostrils. Open the mouth, let the breath out with a sigh. And let go of the full weight of the body. Let go of the effort of practice and rest here for a few minutes of stillness and silence.
Receive your next inhalation slowly through your nostrils. Open the mouth and let the breath out with a sigh. And continue to deepen your breath. And continue to deepen your breath and allow the awareness of breath to bring you back into your physical body. Bend the knees if you haven't done so already. Roll over onto your side. Take as much time as you need to come up. And fully arrive in a seated position, noticing how you feel, allowing the energy to settle. Gather the hands to the body, one to heart, one to abdomen. Feel the connection of heartbeat and breath. And if you'd like to set any intention for your day, you're welcome to do that here or invite in a feeling of gratitude. As you're ready, inhale to lift your heart and your gaze, inviting goodness and light. And exhale to fold or bow the head to seal your practice in gratitude. Peace. Thanks, everyone.